Can voice chat be more of a detriment than a benefit? Now, before I start talking about this, I do want to give a few heads up or disclaimers real quick. One thing is this is one of my first videos of this type. I kind of plan to just yap about random things in games or specific games. On just yap about my opinion and how I'm feeling about them. And as such, I don't expect anything to be taken as the truth. I heavily want people to engage and give criticism or just talk about I just want to have a discussion about different things in games or things I've been thinking about. I would love to if you have anything that you disagree with, please comment and I would love to talk about it. This is the shit I love to talk about. I just love games and in general things like this, and I hope to keep making videos like this. I don't expect this video to be very great. This is my first time doing it, so I'm not really I'm kind of nervous, and also I don't really have a laid out structure yet, which hopefully eventually I do kind of have a structured approach to each video. And so right now I'm actually just kind of I have points written down on my notes app on my phone, and I just kind of plan to talk about them. If you have criticism about either the topic or just the way the video is laid out, please do let me know. Obviously, please don't just have an ill-willed comment with no constructive criticism. Uh, Obviously I'm not going to engage with that, but um I am welcome to criticism, and please do so if you have any. Now, anyways, back to what I was saying with voice chat. I was kind of thinking about this for the past few weeks about how I kind of feel about voice chat, because it's not it's definitely there's obvious first, before I even go into why sometimes I think it can be a detriment, I want to talk about the benefits. I've played a bunch of different competitive games. Like I've played a bunch before and also currently. Like, I mean, any pretty much popular game now today is going to be a team-based game where communication is key. Like, I'm talking about Overwatch, League of Legends, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, any all these huge team-based games. Obviously communication is key, and I've played each of these games, and I have used the communication in each of them, and I won't deny that there's benefits to that. Like I said, I'm more talking about this just to kind of play devil's advocate in a way, and how sometimes it's just something I've been thinking about. um but in each of these games, obviously call outs, information is key. You need to know these things. And I think for some people, that's all it takes. You can really filter out. This is the big thing that I think makes it a detriment sometimes, is cutting out the shit. Like, you will have games, especially where there's high pressure and you need to focus. And sometimes a teammate will just fucking overload your brain. You'll, for example, if you're playing Siege, it's a 1v5 match point. I mean, you're probably cooked, let's be honest. But let's say you're trying to listen for footsteps. 90% of these games, actually, I'm not even saying 90%, all of them, audio is also key. And if you have voice chat on and you have some bitchy ass teammate who's just been toxic all game, who's screaming in your ear about comms or what to do in backseat gaming you're probably cooked. Your chances of winning that point are cooked. You're not going to win. But imagine if you didn't have it on. Imagine you didn't have it on. You were thinking for yourself. You were sitting there waiting, listening for footsteps and thinking and putting in your head, I need to think. Now, obviously, if you're stacked with friends or whatever and you tell them, shut up, shut up, shut up, obviously, you can manage comms. But that's one thing that I think is, I mean, like I said, a lot of this video, it could just be a lot of me stating the obvious, but I mean, I just want to yap about it. So if you don't enjoy that kind of stuff, or you just don't agree with me, please let me know, or just don't watch me. I'm just some random dude on the internet yapping about nothing. So if you enjoy that, that's awesome. If you don't, that's also awesome. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. That's one of the things that I think about sometimes, especially in like these competitive games get you so like worked up or so like psyched up that like your focus matters. And obviously everyone's on edge, especially if you're playing ranked. Most of these games, let's be honest, you're probably playing ranked if you play consistently enough. Not only because just of the competitive nature, but also because a lot of these games incentivize you to with just flexing or specific like cosmetics with like golden guns and such from Overwatch. But people don't want to lose. Obviously, nobody wants to lose. Um, and as such, people will get worked up and be like, I don't want my teammates to throw my game. I don't want to lose RP, LP, whatever the hell P is in that game, whatever ranked points you have. You don't want to lose them. And that's obviously going to happen. That's just human nature. Duh. Nobody wants to lose. But sometimes people will just go in voice chat and start yapping away in your ear when you need to focus. Nobody has. That's one of the things I see a lot of the time too. Maybe this could be a separate video I yap about, but a lot of people don't think about the fact that if you're in the same rank, there's a reason. There's like, I'm not denying that there's games where your teammates will just like do stupid shit where it's like, dude, how are you even this rank? Like, duh, sometimes people make mistakes. But if you are consistently in the same rank and you are blaming your teammates for making stupid plays and you're in the voice chat making calls consistently, maybe, maybe there's a consistent factor. Maybe we need to think and reflect, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Like, that's one of the things I think about sometimes with voice chat. Some games, it just can help to just take a break from voice chat. Now, I know that's kind of a hot take, because, like, in my opinion, kind of hot take, I think you can become a better player. Obviously, this kind of varies between different games, but you can become a better player if you can learn to improve without voice chat and play without voice chat rather than playing with voice chat. Now, I'm not saying don't communicate ever. Like, if I'm playing Apex or some other game with a pinging system, excuse me, if you're playing any game with a ping system, that is 100%, that is a great alternative. I will tell you, that is a great alternative. Obviously, there's still things that teammates can do to be toxic or take your focus off. Like Apex, you might have a time where like you have I play Apex with chat off. Obviously, again, kind of hot take. I kind of just think that I can play better without somebody screaming in my ear. Not that that's all the time. Like, I'm not saying every time you have voice chat on, it's going to be a horrible experience and you're never going to get anything useful. But those times that it is that way kind of just ruin the experience for me. And personally, I just like to have it off, especially in games like that, because the alternative is just better, in my opinion. Now, like I said, obviously there's ways to get around it. Like, you'll have teammates that'll spam ping their death banner, or, League of Legends back a few years ago when there was the bait ping. That probably wasn't exactly used for signaling to bait the enemy team. It was more to tell you to uh send yourself to the shadow realm in real life. And obviously pings can be manipulated in a way that just communicate toxicity as well. But I would rather have that every once in a while than having voice comms with somebody. Like, you can't help yourself sometimes in the moment saying something, but I think that has more of an effect on people than you realize. Like, I've had now, obviously, like I said, if all this sounds like a lot of hoopla and blah blah blah, and I'm soft, maybe I am. I might be. Everyone has a different personality, and personally, I think if you get worked up over things or like things said about you while you're trying to focus or blah blah blah, or you get easily distracted or worked up, voice chat being turned off can make the difference. Like, let's be honest, playing games, you're supposed to be having fun. And if it only takes one message in the chat or one person to say something, and that ruins your whole vibe, and your goal is to improve at the game or even have fun, maybe try turning off voice chat for a few days. Like, genuinely, just turn off the voice chat and see how you feel. It can make a world of difference. Like, not having any, like, it will reduce the toxicity. Again, obviously, you're losing out on information, comms, whatever. Certain games kind of mitigate that. Again, Apex. I ping all the time. I don't talk in the voice chat. I don't type. I ping. And that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I might be missing out on important comms in the squad, yes. But that's the hot take part that I think where rather than the information being told to you, it makes you think more about the situation and how to consume information in a way that you're pretty much challenging yourself more and putting yourself at a disadvantage, which in the long run will make you a better player than if you had the comms on, in my opinion. That might just be completely wrong. I understand. But in my opinion, I think that that is kind of true. I mean, you're not having your teammates tell you what to do. Eventually, intuitively, you're going to learn what the right thing is to do. That's another thing that I feel like voice comms can kind of like suck with. Is like if you're playing a game and you know the right play, you might not know the right play. You might think you know the right play. And even then, that's not a bad thing. We all learn by making mistakes. But if you're trying to learn or make the right play and somebody and multiple people who like, for example, let's say you're playing, let's not go with Siege again. Let's say Overwatch. It's God, let me think of a situation here. Let's say like there is a like it's match point, you're on ranked, you're on payload, your whole team just died, it's just you. You're trying to hold payload in overtime, right? It's match point, your teammates are dead. Okay, maybe this is kind of a bad example, but either way, let's just say the rest of your teammates are, let's say you're solo queued, and the rest of your teammates are either duoed or stacked. And you know the right play. You know what you need to do. But you have 4 or 3 different people down your ear all telling you that you're the worst player and you need to do this or else you're trolling. In what world is that helpful? Like, genuinely. Like, if you had the voice chat muted, now obviously another alternative to just not having it all on, like on at all, is just having it on, and the instant somebody's toxic, just mute them. Duh, like that. You might have said that at the very beginning of the video, like this guy's a dumbass. You can just mute him. I don't disagree with that, obviously. Now, again, like I said, kind of going back to the I might just be a pussy and I'm soft. I mean, personally, sometimes, like I said, like everyone has their own flaws, everyone has their own personalities. If even just muting them and not having to hear from them the rest of the game, sometimes that can just tilt you off. That, like, sometimes you might have a bad like losing streak or whatever, and the instant somebody goes in the chat and says something to you or is toxic and you mute them, that's not going to fix the situation. Just the fact that you saw that somebody was bitching, you look at them differently the rest of the match. Like if somebody says something about you, you look at them differently throughout the match. And now your attention's taken off to that person and the way they were acting. And now you might just suspect even things gameplay wise. Like they might make a mistake or something and you're like, oh my God, this guy's trolling. He's already tilted, blah, blah, blah. But little do you know, now you're tilted too. I'm not saying to the extent of this guy, but now he just spread his negativity to you. You're toxic too now. And what happened if you just didn't have the voice chat on at all? Like, I think that you can build up, like I said, you might just be more, like, what's the word? You might be less vulnerable to toxicity or being tilted. And hey, congrats to you. Like, obviously, that's a great skill to have, but some people just can't help it. Sometimes if you're playing, it just takes one thing to set you off and like just make you not play at your best. And that's why I think that just voice chat sometimes just isn't worth it. Like some games, especially if you're stacked, I understand. But sometimes I think that the alternative, or if you find yourself playing these competitive games and you just don't enjoy it, or you find yourself getting angry at a teammate or an enemy, dude, like, just turn that shit off. Nobody's stopping you. It's not hurting anything. You might be missing out on something, but I can guarantee you, in a lot of these games, the majority of those games, you are not missing out on important comms. Now, obviously, if you're higher elo, yada yada yada, maybe it's a little different. Maybe you're playing Overwatch higher elo. People are calming a lot more. Obviously, I'm not great at every game I play. I'm not like the fucking goat. I'm like almost every game I play ranked in these competitive games, I'm like platinum. Like I'm just the definition of mid. So I'm not saying that like you're never going to get important comps. But I'm just saying if you find yourself tilted and you want to improve, sometimes just taking voice chat off is the way to go. Like genuine. I just think that a lot of people don't consider that as a possibility. I think it can actually make you a better player if you turn it off. It's just it's just the way it like naturally is. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of just how I feel about that. I'm not really sure how long I wanted to rant about it. I think I got most of the points I wanted to rant about down. But I mean, if you disagree or agree, like let me know in the comments. I don't again, if it's like just projecting negativity or telling me I'm a retard without like any, you know, actual constructive criticism or talking, I'm not going to engage with that. I would love to I would love to be wrong. I would love to be told other points of views. Just you know, make sure to have some actual constructive feedback so I can actually like have a conversation with you. But other than that, if you did enjoy it, please let me know. I plan to try and like talk about random other stuff again. Just for my own personal sake. I kind of like just talking about random shit, and hopefully you enjoy listening to it. Um and yeah, thank you for listening.